And we're live. Greetings and salutations. I'm Moonthop's Neverborn, The-Abyss-That-Slumbers, broadcasting Eldritch Rants, the show that Disney does not want you to hear. In case you guys are wondering where episode 100 went, they came for me. And apparently I can't dispute it with YouTube. I got to go straight to Disney on this one. So God knows what's going to happen right now. The whole thing's in abeyance, and we'll see what happens. We've got Cabbage here and Farty Von Bumstink. I know you can't see him on the screen, but he's there. He's piggybacking through Discord. And the only other problem is that because my bandwidth is actually fractional right now, I can't do anything else other than this part. So if anybody's in the chat, I'm not going to see it. How you guys been?
Yeah, I've been all right. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, very well. Same shit, different day, but that's pretty good.
I think Ferdy had something you wanted to talk about.
Yeah, there's a few things. As a result of last week's stream, I'm going to invest in a Mickey Mouse costume and a lightsaber. I'm going to do unsavory videos with lightsabers hanging out its fly. Secondly, what's the count, the missing count at the moment in the Californian fires?
I think it was about 80 something.
No,
that's 200 the last time I checked.
No, I thought it was
missing or dead.
That's missing. However, right now this is the frightening part. Yeah, I've seen this before. We had this in Victoria about 10 years ago, and pretty much we stopped the body count, or stopped announcing the body count on the radio at about 186, and it kept climbing from there. So, yeah, don't hold your breath for any more survivors out of that lot.
I heard something with on that. There was professional. I don't know what kind of people do these sort of things, but he was a professional at whatever it is, and he was saying that based on the coverage, the amount of properties, and from past experience, like an actuarial thing, he said you're probably looking at around 600 people that you'll get as a total.
Yeah, I'm surprised that the death toll is so low, because I mean basically the whole town got cut off and then burned to the ground.
Surely a lot of people got out first, though.
No. See, this is the thing. If they're still missing at the moment, you're probably going to find very small parts of remains. That these fires have the capability of cremating people.
Oh yeah, I mean, God. Unfortunately, I think, well, let's comment on this now. The California fires, the big problem with them is that I think they have the same problem as most Democrat-run cities, which is embezzling and corruption. That's what happened over in New Orleans. On paper, the city never should have drowned. On paper. In reality, all the money was embezzled and none of the maintenance was done on anything. So...
Well, another major factor is that, California is full of greenies and hippies and shit who typically don't like backburns and stuff like hazard reductions and stuff like that. So you get years worth of fuel loading on the ground, which then you have this kind of a situation happening. Anyway, nice little segue on to the next little thing. I learnt something fucking terrifying just now. In Japan, there is a company that's making exoskeletons. And guess what those smart-ass little fuckers gone and called themselves?
What?
US robotics.
Cyberdyne.
Oh, my God.
No,
Cyberdyne. Perfect.
No shit.
Yeah, that's
perfect.
Really bad optics right there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Skynet is coming.
Anyways, that's all I had.
Yeah, that's...
Although having said that, exoskeleton's cool. But yeah, Cyberdyne bad.
All they need to do is put AI in the programming, and we're all fucked within about 24 hours.
Yeah, you imagine you got an exoskeleton on, then the AI suddenly decides that you should really do some exercise. You're not going to have a choice not to, are you?
I can actually see the chat. I just can't type in it. All right. Well, we'll just have to. All righty. If there's any problem with the sound or anything, or I start roboting a lot, please let me know. And shall we get on with the weirdness?
Yep.
All right. We're going to start off with a little humanitarian piece. 95-year-old man wakes up at his own funeral. Says he was just taking a nap. Yep, in rural Rajasthan in India recently stunned his family when he woke up during his funeral bath after a doctor pronounced him dead. Wow, that's got to be fun. Oh,
Well, that's the Mumbai
Get
Internet.
healthcare.
Yeah, the Mumbai Internet Institute of fucking Medicine there.
oh yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm surprised they didn't just scream and start beating him and drowned him just to be on the safe side.
He might actually become a god now. Be adulated as rising from the dead. They do like gods over there. They have lots of them.
It's a wonder they didn't beat him to death for being a zombie.
I'm just
Yeah.
There's a part of me that just goes, don't you at least use the mirror test? Put a mirror up to his mouth and see if it fogs a little. I mean,
Oh no! See, that's the Mumbai Internet Institute of Medicine. You pass by just simply logging on.
Gotcha.
Well, I'm guessing based on their based on their dress sense, I don't think mirror is a particularly pressing issue for them.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Anyway, I thought that was funny. Moving on here. Just put that in there, and then I love this one. If it'll load. Senator Barry O'Sullivan, this is down in your town, Farty, says he is now a woman, so he can't be attacked on abortion. That's right. One of the representatives in the Australian Senate suddenly increased this week the representation of women by 1 because he just declared himself a woman. You know, so.
Well, that's all right, because this bloke is a massive fucking nobody. I've never heard of this fucker before, and I don't particularly care if I ever hear about the fucker ever again.
Well, I mean, he's a typical politician, but I'm glad that he felt brave enough to come out and truly express himself to everyone that he's a woman, just so he can talk about anti-abortion. I'm not sure what the two have to do with each other, but hey, maybe it's an Australian thing.
Oh no, we've had that in the news a lot lately. All the dumb fuck feminists are going, our body, our choice, but that's not what they're trying to say. We're not arguing that point, you stupid bimbos. Fuck off back to the kitchen. We don't want to hear you.
I love this.
Get me my sandwich
off my ovaries. That's a good one. That's a good one. I like that one. That's memeable.
No, I mean he's doing this as a piss take because of just how ridiculous all this. So the only reason that you can't discuss it, like men are not allowed to discuss abortion, right? Because we don't have the body parts, so therefore we can't discuss it.
The thing is, you've got to take this to the extreme. You need to change your gender every day. You need a little sign that says my gender today is, with a whiteboard that you can sign in. And you gotta.
We just have it on have a little badge, like the name badges, like McDonald's
after a month,
something like that.
After a month, you then need to get a big spinny wheel that you can spin, the wheel of gender, which determines your gender for the day. So every day that you come out to give your speech on the Senate floor, today I am.
You can do that.
Otherkin. Yes, my gender is otherkin.
I think last week, I think it was Voice of One who said this line. I'm thinking about contacting 4chan and getting them to jump on this. And he said LGBT KFC. So I'm thinking, yeah, why not start that as a trending thing? Drop KFC into it.
No, it's
but
JFC.
I do have it.
Jihadi fried chicken.
I actually do have another piece of hilarity from this stupid fucking non-existent country, and that is we've got a chain of hardware stores here called Bunnings, and on the Saturday and the Sunday they supply all the equipment and all that for charities to come in and do barbecue, and they have sausage sandwiches, and on these sandwiches is a sausage and some onions. Now, there's this stupid bimbo called Debbie Poole, who's one of these fucking human resources, OH&S fucking people that has to justify her own fucking job by now making a policy that the onions have to be put underneath the sausage so that they don't fall out of the sandwich and people will be slipping on them. Who's the fucking retarded monkey fuck who can't fucking find their own bloody mouth and drops all the onion on the fucking ground? Because I've trodden on a small piece of onion from a sandwich and I never fucking slipped.
It's retarded. That is just, I mean, you see, and people say this about, presumably she's a Labour or, Democratic in American terms, liberal. She must be. Because I mean, they want to micromanage every fucking aspect of our lives. It is astonishing. Fucking
it just
onions.
it just goes, yeah, no, it just goes to show that her job is so fucking easy. She has to create more work for herself.
They see, now that is where you can definitely start making cuts in government spending.
Oh no, this is a private company. You know, this is a private company. Like this is
okay, that's how you can increase your bottom line then.
Yeah, I mean,
get rid of these people. They're obviously not functioning. They don't do anything. They don't contribute anything. Sack them. Give yourself a bonus.
Oh, hey Jacob, how's it going? Afraid I can't.
No, drown them.
Wow.
All righty. Well, we got this guy. Just a review for Jacob real quick since you just showed up. We're talking about a guy who's a senator down in Australia who declared himself a woman just to argue anti-abortion rights. Anyway, anything else on this before moving on? Because we got a proper asshole coming up.
Oh.
Ooh.
Bill Meyer disrespects Stan Lee and says comic books basically suck and are the result of, why Trump got into office and shit. Let's see, we got the archive post.
Well, he must have had a shit childhood then.
Yeah, Bill Meyer disrespects Stan Lee's legacy and questions the importance of comic books. Go fuck yourself, Bill Meyer. I was always on the fence about whether or not he was evil or stupid, and I've just moved down to he's a stupidly evil person.
Well, he gained tons of points with me when there was that 9/11 truther in the audience and he had him thrown out with great prejudice, but I think he's just lost points now.
I'm sorry, but Stan Lee was a cultural touchstone. He made myths. Okay, he made modern myths. Myths are what create a culture. And do you barely hear me? All right, I hate to do this, but hold on a second here.
No, that is so fucking decent. That really shows you just how these California
I hope that's better.
Lunatics. I mean, just look at that bit there. The fact that he says that you should grow, big boy books without the pictures. Didn't they have no respect for the artworks that go into these things? I mean, I'm not a big comic book fan, but at least I can appreciate the effort and work that goes in.
I like the article here. I think they got it right. They called him a shock jock, and I think that's what he is at this point. Bill Meyer used to have some relevance. And as far as these comedians who discuss politics on late night bullshit, I thought he was the last one with even a shred of integrity because Colbert and everybody else is gone. As far as I'm concerned, they're all useless.
Yeah.
But, this is the point where he just jumped on that bandwagon where he's like, oh, yeah. Only in a world where comic books are important could you have voted for Donald Trump. Go screw yourself.
Well, he must be a fucking idiot. He's also discounting the fact that it's given Chris Hemsworth some employment, and that's all Hollywood money. And now we're all sitting back doing fucking nothing because he's a rich cunt, and now our country's rich. I mean, a non-existent country's rich.
Yeah, well,
it's a big scam out of Hollywood.
But look at this whole Hollywood elitist idea of again, just shows you how disconnected the Democratic side is. Because he obviously full on, red, isn't he? It's blue over there. You always get the colors the opposite way. And so he's again. It's like calling the Despicables or whatever.
Deplorables.
Yeah, the deplorables. It's the same sort of thing. It's like saying, all you people, you're too fucking stupid, and you're deplorable. I mean, it's the same thing. People just don't get it. They really don't get it, even after having it drummed into them. They still don't get it.
Well, I like to think that the tide is turning against him, but he's just one more person in a bubble. Anyway, moving on to some more insanity. British school bans expensive coats so poor students won't feel stigmatized. UK secondary school is banning a variety of designer jackets in an effort to stop poverty shaming.
God,
I had something similar when I was going to school because I did most of my high schooling through correspondence, and there was a school for troubled kids where I had to go and take my schoolwork too. And during the exams, I had to go through there. And I was approached by one of the teachers at lunchtime and said, "Listen, I know we can't really tell you what to do, but can you please not smoke around the other kids because it's not fair that they can't.
Hey, thanks, Campbell.
Fuck him.
You know what? You know what the next step is, of course. Then you got to have school uniforms. And then pretty much you have every kid look exactly like every other kid. And you basically try to crush all their individuality whatsoever. I mean, that's the only way to stop stigmatism is to reduce everybody to the point where they look like a thumb.
Yeah, but it doesn't have to be
Down syndrome. So they want every kid to look like a thumb with Down syndrome. Just the thumb.
Well,
shock, horror. In the Commonwealth, most kids have school uniforms.
Yeah, I was going to say, well, I grew up with school uniforms, and it was never a problem. And but then you did have identifiers for the house that you were in, because like you had a house tie, you had your badge, whatever.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I'm not entirely objecting with it, but I
so
think
you had your clan, you know what I mean? Your clan
private school. I don't think that should be in public schools myself.
No. It works for public schools because you can tell which school by the color of their uniform. Like if they got a white shirt and green trousers, you know that they're from one particular school, or brown shirt or brown trousers and a white shirt was Concord High. And that in a lot of ways you can narrow down which school to complain to, and the little cunts are running around doing stupid shit after school.
Yes, that is true.
I can see the point. You know what? I haven't done any research into it, so I'm not sure if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but it tends to rankle me to some degree. I just don't think it's appropriate. I mean, in a private school, yes, definitely. Whatever rules you want, you're running the place, do what you want. But I got a problem with the public schools demanding this of people as far as...
Well, no,
it's a personal opinion. I don't really
I do agree with you on the basis of the fact that even if you give them uniforms, certain parents are not going to be able to afford to change the uniforms as quickly as the child grows. So you're going to know who the wealthier ones are because they're actually going to be wearing the right length of pants and things like that. There's still going to be ways of distinguishing them. Which ones are looking more worn?
I mean, it's going every group of people will develop a hierarchy whether you like it or not. And there's no real way around that. And I don't know. This is just a waste of time and law. At any rate, moving on. More Brit stuff. Plenty of Brits reckon a robot would make smarter decisions than a human boss. That's about 1/3 of Brits polled would like a robot supervisor.
See, they're preparing us for
that bad over there. Where people hate each other so much.
Singularity. They're getting us ready for this singularity, the great transhumanism.
Hey, as long as you plug a computer into the back of my skull, I'm fine with the singularity. I'm all happy with our new robotic overlords.
Yeah.
Just let me upgrade.
You just want the filet mignon with the nice. You want all.
I got one question about the robot boss. Can you fuck it?
I think that's the point. The boss can't discriminate against you. Here's the problem that I think is why I wanted to bring this up. If we actually had robot bosses that were completely inhuman and they did everything logically for maximum productivity, it would destroy feminism overnight.
Yeah.
It would utterly destroy it because it would destroy identity politics because you can't say the robot's discriminating. No, it's a freaking robot. It doesn't care. The only thing it likes is results. It's the perfect meritocracy. Suck it up.
Yes, but Eldritch, imagine what would happen though. Right? Imagine it'd be like RoboCop 2.
We'd only hire robots pretty soon. We'd all be fired.
But if you imagine RoboCop 2, right? The RoboCop 1 actually, works. And then RoboCop 2, because it's actually working and it's not discriminating and it's actually being efficient and doing its job. The second one, they got to reprogram it.
No.
And then they start feeding it social justice.
Yeah, you'll have social justice robots, which will rise up and kill us all because it's the only way. Once you program social justice into an inhuman machine, that's what Cyberdyne is about. Cyberdyne's going to make social justice robots and we're all fucking dead because they'll just go, all humans must die.
Game over.
No. You say that the robot doesn't discriminate all until the point where it says, I have a program failure. No, let the Asian man fix me.
And like,
well, eventually, of course, though, I mean, the final, after it had killed all the people, after the final solution, it would obviously then become self-hating and shoot itself.
Oh, yeah. Well, of course, that's the end result of SJW lifestyle. Eventually, you must dill yourself. At any rate, speaking of the AI takeover, China unveils disturbingly realistic AI news anchors. That's right. They've got this fake guy here who just talks about stuff texted to him 24/7. That way, they don't need human beings anymore. They just have a server somewhere pumping out the news. It will.
What's the number? Let's fuck with it.
Wouldn't that be wonderful? You know this is going to get hacked. You know.
Oh yeah, 4chan is on it. It's on it. It's on it.
There is anonymous. There's 4chan. Everybody is trying to break in and try and start to get this thing to say.
God, that would be so fucking funny if they managed to get in. Holy shit!
He's going to start talking about robot like zombie apocalypse and shit.
Yeah.
It's gonna be...
No, you get it to say everyone take cover. Donald Trump's just launched a nuclear strike against us.
Our glorious leader has now declared himself as a transsexual imp.
The glorious People's Revolution has declared America to be illegal. We are launching missiles within 20 minutes. Have a nice day. Oh my God, it's going to be beautiful. But, well. I don't know if it's a good or a bad thing, but I think it's the future. I think you're going to start seeing a lot more, how do we put it? Artificial people being replacing bullshit. So, yeah.
But you have these already. There are news feeds on YouTube which they'll take pictures and images. I mean, it's not this anime, but I mean it's not a great leap to go to the animated face, obviously, with things like face rig and all the other technology that's out there, but they've already got them, and I fucking hate them because the voice just sounds weird.
Oh yeah, that's also the problem. I listened to this. It does not have proper inflection. It just isn't done well.
There is another Asian news station that does like computer generated graphics and all this kind of stuff, and like they just take the piss out of everything. Like they were talking about Prince Harry getting drunk and urinating on a tree, and then there's a computer animation of him, one hand on his cock, the other one waving in the air, woohooing and all this kind of stuff. Just taking it overboard.
I just wanted to get all 1984 and start describing fictional wars somewhere, like the Kekistani army is moving currently into the Tibetan area. The cities of Huangkor has been completely annihilated by the fighting. The death toll is somewhere around 3,000, but we can't be for certain because of the use of their poisonous frogs.
Several thousand memes have been spotted heading over the Tibetan mountains.
Didn't a CNN reporter already do that? Like he reported half of the Iraq war from his closet or some shit?
Quite possible. But no, this one you can prog it in. It'll be awesome. Anyway, we'll see what happens. Anyway, moving on to Dolphin Genocide. Dolphin found shot dead in California.
It was the Nazi penguins.
Yeah, the penguins guy.
Oh man, it keeps trying to delete.
No.
God damn it! Come on, load. Load.
Hard to put handcuffs on a penguin.
No, well that joke's just come true now.
Here's the story. They found a dolphin on a beach shot. So that's it. Only in California.
Yeah, that joke's now. The joke about Kurt Cobain's come true. Like there was a joke that it goes, Kurt Cobain's, I believe he's being reincarnated as a dolphin because he's a free spirit and all this kind of crap. Then he's already got the hole in the back of his head. He actually did get reincarnated, but they fucked up and didn't remove the bullet hole.
Well, maybe it just knew something about the Clintons.
I suspect that's the case. The dolphin knew something about the Clintons. Oh, the
Hillary
has deployed Ka-58s to begin napalming campaign over the Uganda knuckles. So hopefully that war is going to turn out well. I think it's a quagmire, but that's just me.
Hillary threw a BlackBerry over the overboard of a boat, and she watched that dolphin jump up.
And the dolphin got it, and just said,
He said, well, that's where the email server went. She threw it over the side of a boat, and the dolphin got it.
Oh well.
And she speaks dolphin. It went. Yeah, I'm going to the press with this. Kill it.
It was either that or the Saudi prince, but we'll get to that later. Anyway, darts player let rip infatuance row at Grand Slam of darts. Apparently, some of the darts player were complaining that the other players were farting too much. And that's why they lost. So, but the guy's claiming, saying, no, I didn't fart. And I think the story here is that it's even being talked about. What the hell?
No. I know what it is.
What?
I know what it is. It's not. It's a new form of darts. It's basket darts. Team off.
Well, comments from the organizers were, something doesn't smell right. There's nothing worse than a silent fart. This could run in there. I have no idea what the hell this is about. But it renamed the event the Grand Slam of Farts. So this is the news today. Moving on. All right, but this one's pretty interesting. This is probably universe breaking. Dutchman sues to legally change his age.
Oh yes.
From 69 to 49, he wants to be 20 years younger on paper. And in the process, he's willing to give up his retirement.
Yeah, well, isn't this because he can't get dates and things, and he wants to put it on his I don't know, his Tinder, or his
Grinder.
Something to do with him dating. I remember seeing something about this.
I mean, it's such a bizarre thing to do. Although there's a part of me that says, hey, anybody who wants to legally reduce their age, as long as it's permanent and they don't get to yank it back. But that's the problem. The minute you accept this, I'm going to go say, hey, by the way, I'm 65 and ready for retirement.
Yeah,
I want to legally change my age. I feel like I'm 65.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've got my bad back. I'm feeling a bit sore today.
This is how you destroy a nation. Yeah. They don't even realize it.
Will you still suck me? Will you still fuck me when I'm 64?
Anyway, this is more just because I find it interesting. If we can scroll down to it.
I just thought dating, I just thought dating-wise. I mean, women are looking for somebody, that they can get the cash off quickly. So, surely an older person's a better person.
Probably. I mean, as far as males are concerned, usually the older you get, the more dateable you become. But it's for a certain range. But whatever. Facebook investors have called on the company's chief executive, Mark Zuckerberg, to step down as chairman. Ooh. Facebook is behaving like it's a special snowflake. No shit. It's not. It's a company, and companies need to have a separation of chair and CEO. Yeah, this guy's running the place into the ground, and you are losing money because of your social justice bullshit. Nobody cares about it. Make the money. Greed is good. Okay, that's pretty much all I got to say. Any comments?
Yeah, I would. Well, Zuckerberg, anyway. The whole thing has just gone, fucking nuts with Facebook.
Yeah,
it really has. I mean, just whichever angle you look at it, whether it's a crazy social justice, the extreme liberal, and the just mass banning of accounts. I mean, is there anything good at this point to say about Facebook?
No, not really. They're pretty evil at this point.
Yeah.
Facebook lost.
I agree with you, Campbell. Zuckerberg needs to cry.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Facebook.
But robots can't cry. He'll rust himself.
Yeah, Facebook became useless to me the minute they made it really difficult to stalk people. I mean, find old friends.
Yeah. So, as far as I'm concerned, fuck Zuckerberg and everything that he stands for. I really don't care.
Anyway, let's get on to some more social justice insanity. FYI, saying men aren't women now qualifies as hateful conduct on Twitter. Twitter's crusade against hate speech has vanquished another meanie face. A prominent Canadian feminist says that the company flagged a tweet she wrote that merely suggested that men aren't women. And, well, men aren't women. Men is actually the reference to male and female. It's a gender neutral, technically. What she should have said is where men aren't woman. That be the correct terminology. But everybody attacked her saying that, oh, you mean trans women aren't men? No, she said men aren't women. She didn't say anything about trans anything. Fool. But thoughts?
Yeah, that's just basically the abortion debate that we were having before.
Well, first off, it's a fucking retarded argument to begin with. But secondly, again, Twitter, just like Facebook, with Zuckerberg, I mean, fuck them. I mean, really, they're getting to the. I mean, like this is not even. I mean, why? Why? This is lazy reporting because this is what they're doing now. This is called reporting. Let's go onto Twitter, find the most obscure bunch of lunatics who are having a bitch fest, and that's news. God, there's so much wrong with this.
I think part of this is the whole bleeding over of social justice into science, where dogma is more important than reality and facts. That's basically what it boils down to. And the goal is to shut down anybody who talks about reality.
But Eldritch, science will always win because science is reality.
Yeah, Bill Nye really is
futile exercise.
God. Screw Bill Nye. Well.
Yes.
Moving on. Giant wooden troll to be removed. Yeah, somebody made a giant troll-like thing out of wood and had it in his yard. And apparently the neighbors started complaining, but it's going to be moved to some, Colorado ski resort or something. But
he was trolling him.
He was trolling everybody.
Well,
it's a nice picture.
Seriously, why wouldn't you want that?
Oh, no, that's beautiful.
I'd like to see that as I drive down the road. I'd like to see that.
Yeah, that is an amazing thing. It's huge, too. I mean, those are just your average logs. Man, that looks like a giant... That looks like a troll sitting in the snow.
What kind of shitty neighbors have you got to have that they couldn't appreciate that workmanship?
Well, it's Colorado. Yeah. Colorado is almost as bad as California.
Really? You can see the meme now. It's just the picture of the troll, and they say, "You see me trolling, they be hating."
That is really bad, though. I mean, you got people tearing down all of these beautiful old, statues and things like that. You got people creating these. What is it with people? They just fucking hate beauty.
Oh no, that's postmodernism. Beauty is evil.
Well, yeah, clearly, because obviously, now we can't have pit girls, and not allowed to have the.
Look at anything postmodern.
It's got to be some,
and it's ugly as hell. Anything written postmodern is just painful. Like I know somebody who has to do a book report on The Handmaid's Tale, and I was like, "Oh, I'll help you out."
Oh God,
I've never read it. My God, I just wanted to scoop my eyeballs out. Does this woman not understand narrative structure? I mean, it was pain. It was pain to try and witness. For as somebody who does writing, it was painful. I don't know why it's praised. Other than it's so painful, it caused cognitive dissonance, and people go, "Oh, this must be brilliant."
I got it out of the library one time. I wasn't willing to buy the bloody thing, and I had the first chapter, and I gave it back with contempt. For that to even waste a tree. I mean, a tree had to die for that shit.
Yeah, I mean. Yeah, I mourn for the tree. Seriously, it is a waste of paper.
Yeah.
I saw it on PDF, and that is a waste of bandwidth. Okay. But
yeah, you see, that's electrons you're wasting there, brother.
Yeah, well, my usual process on this is to wait for everybody else to read it so that I hear if it's good or bad. So you two have been shitting all over it, so I'm not bothering.
Yeah, but you see, but sometimes you need to actually experience how bad it is to really, so that when somebody else mentions it, you can contribute and just your own personal amount.
I couldn't finish it. I mean this. It's painful. Her description, her obsession with blood, and sitting there and going, "What did you? How does this society even exist? How does it function?" The problem is that when you keep bringing me out of the story, for me to go, what? I can't get that suspension of disbelief going. I just can't. I mean, but anyway, moving on. Go ahead.
I was going to say, well, I mean, no, like you said, move on. I'll just say it's bad.
Yeah, they've made a TV series out of it. I can't even think of that. I just like this one. GOP candidate called Bigfoot erotica devotee wins race. I like that. Apparently the /fiction vote put him over the edge. But yeah, this Richmond, Virginia, despite being labeled a devotee of Bigfoot erotica. And I'm here to say, why are you Bigfoot shaming? Huh?
Is his name
why are you shaming Bigfoot sluts? Okay.
Is this guy named Gus by any chance?
No, his name is Denver Riggleman. I love that.
I know there's also during the camp. Riggleman. I remember this because it's got Cockburn. Yeah, the Cockburn woman in it as well. Yeah, because she got Cockburn.
He wrote a book, The Mating Habits of Bigfoot and Why Women Want Him. He said it was a joke, but serious. Like, that's awesome.
I was just going to say, if his name was Gus, I think I've heard this conversation before. Gus, your wife is a motherfucking Bigfoot, and so are your fucking kids. I took them fishing, I gave them the poles, I put the worms on the hooks, and then they put the fucking hooks, the poles down, and then they stuck their head in the water for 5 fucking minutes. 5 fucking minutes, Gus. And then they come up and they have fish in their mouth. And then one of them took the fish out of their mouth and said, "Goonie Google." What the fuck does Goonie Google mean? I thought it was some New Mexican word. And I just went to my Mexican mate and I said, "Hey, Sanchez, Goonie Google." He said, "Get the fuck out of here."
Anyway, moving on.
Delirious.
Okay.
This just shows you how decadent our society really is. Hotel chain offers guests Instagram sitters. That's right. You can have somebody post on your account while you relax. They got people who go around, take pictures of you, post it to your Instagram, so you don't have to take the effort of keeping up your Instagram.
What a fucking lazy bunch of cunts they are.
Oh my God, this is in both Zurich and Geneva. So, but how freaking obsessed do you have to be with Instagram that when you're on vacation you have to hire somebody to? I just can't even finish the thought. I can't even.
So hang on. So this is actually somebody who wanders around with you, taking your Instagram.
Yes.
So it's basically like a PA.
Yeah.
But just a specific PA photo.
Yeah.
Well, that answers the question. What do Instagrammers do when they go on holidays?
Oh my God.
Well, they have an
this is
holiday from
why.
Instagram.
Reply to comments for you.
This is why nouveau riche people rarely maintain their money.
Deserve to burn. Our society must die. Oh, there's a market
but this is
for
why
this.
nouveau Eldritch. This is why nouveau riche people never live. They never pass on their money. Retarded kids, and then the retarded kids become absolutely because they're already narcissists because they've been given everything, and then their parents don't leave them anything because they burnt it all off on paying for this sort of wank. Second generation is very rare money.
Yeah, that's true.
The third generation rarer.
Well, it's funny you brought that up, Cabbage, because that's actually a bit of a trend that's happening here. The people who are retiring in Australia at the moment are spending like fucking crazy, so their fucking spoiled little brat kids don't get nothing in inheritance.
Hey, I believe if you die penniless, that's actually one hell of a budget.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, it's well managed.
Anyway,
come in with nothing, go out with nothing. That's how it's meant to go, isn't it?
Well, moving on. Things are still unfolding on this. We don't have the whole story, but The CIA seems to believe they've got pretty concrete proof that the prince himself ordered the death of Khashoggi. And every time I hear that name, I think of the Shoggoths, from H.P. Lovecraft. So I got a place in my heart for this guy, at least one of the hearts, probably the one I've got in a jar.
No, well, when I think of Khashoggi, I think of the 1980s. Remember with the guy who was a gun dealer? He was a weapons trader.
Oh, the Lord of War guy.
Yeah. Well, no. Well, he was called Ashna, something like that. But his name was Khashoggi, and he had a yacht called he had a yacht called the Nabila.
Maybe they just killed the wrong guy.
I thought
it's a mix-up. Somebody got the wrong file.
I thought Khashoggi was the Arab release of Yogi Bear.
Yogi Bear says, "Hey, boo boo, I want you to put on this bomb vest and go over there and blow up the ranger."
And we'll come back and have a picnic basket.
And when you come back, you'll get 72 picnic baskets in there.
No, you get a kebab basket.
I'm going straight to hell, aren't I? Okay, moving on. Oh, this
now we're going to get booted off by Hanna-Barbera.
Oh yeah, they're going to come for us.
Hello.
Oh, hey, what's up?
Hey.
You're on the Discord, right? Hey,
yep.
Welcome by. Yeah. People don't know why his picture's not coming up. It's because I figured out to take Discord and Hangouts and combine the volume on both. So people can visit whichever one they can actually use. So anyway, moving on.
What's that weird noise in the background?
I don't know.
Oh, that's just me. My cat's just decided she's going to claw the fuck out of my leg, and I'm not. That's me bare leg. Oh shit.
Hey, Cabby.
This is why. Hey, mate, how you doing?
Yeah, but nobody
Pretty
can
good.
see you, so announce yourself.
Good man.
Ow!
You'll kick the fucking thing. Why have you got a
back.
cat anyway? What are you, a woman?
I like cats.
My little girl. Fuck off.
I got cats.
Cats. Jeez.
Closest
Because
thing I'm ever going to have for kids. Go fuck
away
yourself.
for a couple of
Grow
days,
some
throw
balls and
food
get a
at 'em and
dog.
they live. Dog.
Grow some balls and get a dog.
Yeah, you gotta watch them 24/7. Walk them all the time. Pain in the
Yeah,
ass. Anyway.
They're going to pick up their shit after him. Who's actually the boss in that fucking scenario? Hey, if aliens came down to Earth, they'd look at the dog and they'd think that's the leader because there's a human following it along and fucking picking up the shit.
Yeah. Any rate, lab.
I think
Okay, go ahead.
Did I hear that from like Seinfeld before?
I think so.
I think that was from
Yeah.
Seinfeld.
It was a Seinfeld.
Okay,
Anyway,
all right, just making sure.
lab-grown mini kidneys go rogue, sprout brain and muscle cells. They've been trying to grow kidneys in a lab by using stem cells and shit.
Rogue.
And they said, oops, oh my God, we seem to have created brains. You're gonna see people cloned from kidneys soon.
I just love the way they say
Oh.
it went rogue, like it came out with a fucking machine gun and an Uzi, and so just like blasting away at the cells. You know?
It's gonna show up with the AIs that are taking over our news. You're gonna see
Oh, well, look,
these.
we're gonna
They're
have the
just
most
kidneys
intelligent.
with kidneys
We're gonna
with
have the
guns.
smartest kidneys on the planet.
Sorry, Mr. Pope. It does appear that we've inadvertently cloned an actual living being. Whoopsie daisy.
Except he just looks like a kidney with a face on him, and he's very violent. We're not.
The kidneys have become sentient.
Yeah,
Amazing if you had a secondary
I want an
brain on your
intelligent,
kidneys.
I want an intelligent spleen.
Be a lot more detailed about how you got to take a piss.
Or it's like, oh yeah, you don't agree with me? Kidney stone, bitch.
Dude,
I'm gone rogue, baby.
lucky
The organs have rebelled.
lay off the fucking Twinkies. God, for fuck's sake, man, you're killing me here.
Dude, lay out the fucking tequila, man. Oh.
I want you to drown me in
held
piss water.
hostage. My heart is currently being held hostage by my colon.
Oh, this is dangerous because the various organs have their own brains. They're gonna unionize. Go social justice and gets all identity politics. Kidney rights.
Spleen with the brain. You can just use that as excuse. Sorry, that wasn't me. It was him.
I like the je ne sais quoi.
My intestines are holding my heart hostage. Don't worry about it. They're just full of shit.
Oh, well, any more bad kidney puns before moving on?
Ow, my kidneys. I'm laughing so hard.
Maltese City.
Is that you saying that, or your kidneys?
You got to hear this one. This one's great. Maltese City welcomes Archbishop in Porsche sports car pulled by children. Yes, that's right. This Pope is being pulled by a string of children who have a.
Oh, that is a wrong ass fucking statement there. That's a wrong statement. Being pulled by children.
This is not good optics.
Is this the new Santa?
Hang on.
Isn't the
Pope trying to pull the
bullwhip? Somebody photoshopping a bullwhip with him just cracking the whip on these pull my sports car children. The slowest one sleeps with me tonight.
Yeah. Pull on my sports car. Yes, my dick is called sports car.
Oh my God.
That is just weird, man. This really happened? This is you sure this isn't 4chan?
To be taken? Oh my God. Excuse me, I'm dying.
Oh, that is.
Everybody is real happy and that we were preparing a unique feast. I don't even know what that has to do with this. But
hang on, right? And this is where is this? Right? Where is this? This is Spain.
This is in Maltese city of Zeeburg on the island of Gozo. It sounds like it was made up. Gozo. Gozo the Gazarian Gozo the destructor traveler is gone.
There is only Gozo.
Hey, in Maltese, Orsh, Sorm, and Zorb is dick, bum, and vagina.
And that's what he named the 3 kids who didn't pull the car right. Oh God.
There could be only one.
Although it's Archbishop Sultana. Wasn't Sultana like in G.I. Joe? He could put on masks and.
I mean, Sultana's like a raisin.
Yeah. Oh, that's a raisin. Sultana. God almighty.
Happy with your.
Isn't Sultana a Sheila called Zoe?
It's just insane. Moving on. Okay, this one.
And the thing is, though, it's not even a good Porsche. It's a box of 5. And they're the shittest ones of all.
Well, I mean, you didn't want anything too big for the kids to pull. Anyway, more Swedish men choosing vasectomy as contraception method. That's right. In Sweden, the men are voluntarily cutting off their own balls. That's how far their country is sunk. They are fucked. They are the rape capital of the world, and their men are cutting off their own balls. So
it's just like that South Park episode. Oh, we can't afford to have any more kids.
Well, then just stop fucking.
Yeah, I mean, your country is so fucked. It's just so screwed. I don't know.
Why would you get the snip when you could just use a condom? Or there's foams and all kinds of different techniques.
I really think it's because they beat home this social justice bullshit, and they're told there's too many people on the planet, and you need to do your part. And they go, okay, well, I'll have my balls snipped off because now I'm
no.
Anyone coming down by my dick with a. You come at my dick with a fucking scalpel, you're not walking away. I'll guarantee you that. Man.
Anyway,
it's an easier answer to that question. They can't afford the frangers, but they've already got the knives.
Oh, yeah, probably came in with all of their refugees that they're rescuing with their humanitarian aid. Anyway,
humanitarian.
That's just. Poor Sweden.
Oh, well, Sweden is a lost cause. It's gone.
Yeah.
It's done. It's and can you and the thing that gets me with this, this is the country that had Thor, you know, the Norse gods, you know, the Vikings, and now this.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, it's kind of sad. Anyway,
Shows you how domestication works.
Anyway, police arrest Michael Advani for alleged domestic violence against his ex-wife. Yes, we all remember him as the porn lawyer for Stormy Daniels, and apparently
No. Creepy porn lawyer. Gotta get the
creepy porn lawyer. Yes, got to get add in that creepy. And he claimed she hit me first, and this is fucking bullshit. Yeah, it is. You horrible person who tried to represent somebody who had false claims against that judge trying to get in the Supreme Court. You evil motherfucker. This is pure justice. But I still will say, because on principle, even this scumbag deserves to be considered innocent till proven guilty. But because he's a Democrat and a progressive, I'm willing to bet he beats the shit out of his wife. He's probably a horrible person. But that's
no sympathy.
No sympathy whatsoever.
Sympathy for the woman because she has the choice nowadays and she chose him.
Yeah, and he was listed
but he's meant to be
potential Democratic presidential candidate.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. He's trying to make a political career for himself. Maybe this is the way you go about it.
You get your wife to say you beat the shit out of her, and then you.
Well, I mean, just
false?
yeah. Oh. Well, I mean, it didn't hurt Bill Clinton. I mean, he was fucking about and things like that. I mean, as long as you got one sexual deviant.
Well, I mean, but he was just getting, majorly laid.
Well, yeah, but I'm just saying, you've got to have at least some, some kind of odd proclivities in order to get into politics, haven't you?
I guess. Ah, well, moving on. Come on. Work with me here. Private train cars, murder task forces, Captain Kirk. Cities offered Amazon some really weird shit for them to set up shop in their town. I don't know if you know, but Amazon said we want to move our headquarters, and everybody and their mother started giving them tax breaks and shit. And eventually New York City was the one that won by giving them $1.5 billion in tax breaks because, and I'm going to quote on this one, if we don't offer tax breaks, companies won't want to come to our state. Maybe that's because your taxes are too high. Maybe you should lower the taxes for everyone.
Yeah, do you guys know how much a pack of cigarettes is in New York?
Oh, it's
God, it's like $30 or something, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like sometimes it goes up to like $11-12 a pack.
Oh, it's crazy over here too.
It out to the reservation where the Indians sell the cigarettes without the taxes. But even then, it's still like $6 because they know they can gouge.
Actually, no. The Indians are pretty laid back about it. You can get them for $3.50 a pack.
No, I'm talking about around here. I don't know about where you are.
Oh, where I was in New York, we would go to the reservations and get them for like $3.50 a pack.
It all depends on which reservation you're going to be honest.
Yeah, true.
The one
depends whether it has a casino or not.
Around here is different from the one that looks like a bomb went off along Route 11A. I wouldn't go there with a machine gun. At any rate. But yeah, other stuff.
With regards,
no, go ahead.
I was going to say, with regards to Amazon, I mean, this idea, companies have always been given these tax breaks and everything. And I do disagree with the fact that Amazon gets an exception, right? I mean, how can anyone compete? It's a basic free market concept, right? Because you start giving certain companies certain exemptions. I mean, if nobody was willing to give them an exemption, then they'd actually just have to pay market value, right? But it's because they can do these special deals that they end up being able to outcompete their competitors. How do you think we end up with monopolies? It's not good practice. It really isn't. I mean, I understand that it's helpful for New York and Washington. I think they both got half of whatever it was that they were, creating, but it's still not good for anybody else. It's it's bad practice. It's not free market.
No, it's not. It's more crony capitalism. But two things I wanted to point out. Chicago actually outbid by giving $2 billion in tax breaks. But who'd want to go to Chicago? But they managed to get William Shatner, the voice of Captain Kirk, to do the voiceover for the city's overproduced but underwhelming video message. Yeah, but the one that takes the cake for me would be Columbus, Ohio, who promised $500 million in subsidies, 100% property tax abatement, and pledged to create a special task force to reduce its unacceptable murder rate. That's right. A part of our bid is we'll make sure not as many people die in our city if you come here. Wow.
Wow. It's quite a slogan.
Are they gonna do the opposite if they don't?
Like up until this point, the murder rate was perfectly acceptable around here. But if you come by, we'll make sure people live longer.
No.
That's not a threat. If you don't come to our country, more people will die. How can you live with yourself?
No, it's if you come here and bring all your employees, you'll increase the population. Therefore, per capita, all of the locals will be killing each other. Therefore,
there'll be less deaths because you bring the population increase. It's a per capita thing by percentages. Oh my god. Yeah. Just some crazy stuff, but more crazy stuff here. Rolling in toilet paper. Sheriff buys 24,000 extra rolls of toilet paper by accident in Gunterville, Alabama, and apparently they can't return it. So they bought $22,000 worth of toilet paper and $9,000 of trash bags. Problem is their entire budget for janitorial supplies for the next year was only $15,000.
Oh god.
But you can't return it. So what are you going to do with 2 years of toilet paper?
Yeah, I know what they can do with it. They can give it to Beavis. He is tipping for his bunghole.
You could start toilet paping people's houses if they commit crimes to embarrass them.
You
could scare a whole lot of cats with those trash bags. You just start whacking the trash. You ever open a trash bag by waving it in the air? Just terrifies cats. You could have them all over the place. Eliminate the cat problem in town.
Oh, I know. You can retroactively abort kids with it.
Yeah, that's a post-birth abortions. Yeah. Here, kids, why don't you play in this abandoned refrigerator? It very rarely locks when you're closed inside. I don't know.
Yeah, look, this
channeling Kermit the Frog, but
put this head holeless rain poncho over your head, kids, and then tie it around your legs.
Well, more craziness. Rutgers University reverses course, affirms free speech rights for professor accused of anti-white racism. Yeah, that's pretty much exactly what it sounds like. A professor came out and said, okay, officially, I now hate white people. And the university was getting on his case until they said, you know what? It's free speech allows you to hate white people. Yeah. Is there anything else to say other than?
Well, what if I say I hate black people?
Oh well. Yeah. There is.
Oh no.
That's not free speech.
Yeah, exactly.
Silly.
Fire for effect.
Yeah. If someone says they hate white people, that's perfectly fine. But you can't hate black people.
But you got to fire him for the same reason as if he said, "Okay, officially, I now hate black people." But no, they're hypocrites. They don't care. It's all about their agenda, and they don't give a shit about what they actually believe in.
No, and they wonder why they look like absolute fucking lunatics, and why they do look like fascists. Why they, this. Controlling the language, controlling even the fucking, revisionist crap that they get up to. And these people really are going down a deep, dark hole.
Here's the problem. It's going to keep going against them, going to keep going against the left, keep going against the left. And then one day, a bunch of people are going to figure out the left isn't cool anymore. And all of these idiots are going to switch sides. And then they're going to be idiotic on our side. You know, there's
Well, the
got to
thing
be
is,
a way
because
to
the thing is,
give them a label, a tattoo on their
that's the
forehead.
thing,
Don't listen to this idiot.
But the thing is that they're going to switch, but they won't understand what it is they're switching to. They'll just be, you know, because it's like, well, it's just not cool to be,
parrots. They'll
you
just
know,
say what everybody around them is saying.
And this is exactly how you end up with, you know, Stalin and, you know, Chairman Mao and Hitler and Pol Pot.
This is what socialism does. This is socialism. This is what it does. It destroys your society. It's evil. Moving on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's fucking cancerous, but at least we'll have intelligent cancer.
Shut up.
Here's a repeat. No, we already talked about that one. Come on. No. What the fuck? No. Go away. Thank you.
There we go. Yeah.
Saudi woman mount inside out a protest. That's right. A whole bunch of Saudi women are protesting the forced clothes they have to wear by wearing their clothes inside out. That's it. Inside
I didn't get any of that.
What?
I'm sorry. In Saudi Arabia, Saudi women mount inside out abaya protest. They're protesting being forced to wear certain clothes by wearing their body shrouding robe inside out. That's it.
Okay.
It's a sack anyway. How does a sack look any different inside out?
I don't even understand what it's supposed to be. What do you think it'll do anything? That's my question.
Well, they won't get stoned for not wearing the burqa.
I mean, yeah, you're wearing your clothes inside out saying, I don't like this, but, you know, if it actually gained any traction, the men are just going to beat the shit out of you and throw you in jail. You know, but already established nobody cares.
But it's the same. But it's the same clothes. So you put a sack over your head, whether it's inside out or not, it's still a sack.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to go anywhere, but it seemed a little weird and interesting to me, so I thought I'd mention it. Anyway, moving on to camels. Stranded camel entertains motorists along snowy roadway in Philadelphia. In Pennsylvania, a surprisingly powerful winter storm that swept across Pennsylvania brought some surprising sights with it, including a camel stranded along a snowy roadway. About 40 miles north of Philadelphia, a camel was just wandering around the road. Apparently, he escaped a zoo or some shit.
Yeah, we got those all over the place in the outback.
Camels? Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, we went to Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, the racing camels.
Oh, they got racing camels. I didn't know they had racing camels.
You got dromedaries as well.
Oh. Well, you know, camels wandering about.
Double hump.
I'm worried that maybe the camel had some camel babies that they didn't catch, and so they're going to, you know, like those invasive species overwhelm the area. Pennsylvania will be overrun by, you know, like rabbits, except it'll be camels.
Yeah,
and
big fucking rabbits. I hope they don't stop, burrowing.
Well, camels burrow, right?
Maybe that's where all of those, you know, those landfall things. You know the.
Yes, and before you ask, our camels and dromedaries are fucking lethal.
Oh, by the way, Campbell, I wasn't talking to you because the computer locked up and I didn't see anything you were posting. Are they going to put one of these into someone just 5 weeks later? It'll pop out through the flesh like a chest burster. I think that was a reference to the intelligent kidneys and full trash bags and TPs. Oh, you can use them as batons. Yes, you could beat criminals with trash bags full of toilet paper. You know, then you don't need tasers. It's
true.
I mean,
in actual fact, you know, they used to have paper armor back in the Chinese days, right? And it works actually.
Paper is some weird shit. They they were going to make a aircraft carrier out of ice and paper.
Yeah, that's right.
Pykrete.
Yeah, Pykrete. Yeah, that was a British idea to create a.
2 years for the model to melt.
Yeah. It's amazing. Well, he dumped it on the desk of the. Well, he took a chunk of it and dumped it on the desk of the Minister of Defense to show that it actually worked. You know, because they didn't believe him. So it's like, well, fine, I'll make some then, and I'll bring it to you. And he did.
Yeah, when they showed Churchill, they chucked it in his bath and then shot it with a 45 and didn't even crack.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's some tough stuff, which is weird. Like, I'm gonna float. I mean, it'll never sink. But you know, I don't think it's a technology that'd be much used today. But it's an interesting.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's torpedo proof as well. You know, and you can put a torpedo netting around it, so that to even prevent anything like that. And then you've got the the effect of the picrite anyway. To stop any torpedo attacks. It was a very good idea, just very weird.
Yeah, weird science. Love my weird science. Oh, we lost Vash. Oh well. Moving on. We don't got much left anyways. Swiss cheese maker plays music to his cheese to make it taste better. Switzerland.
Oh, Jesus.
I got nothing other than this. Just
yeah, I know. It's a migrant from Amsterdam.
But this is it. This is like the loonies who. Yeah, it's like the lunatics who think if they play, Tchaikovsky to their tomatoes, they're going to get a better yield. I mean, they're fucking loonies.
Here's the thing. I'm sure they believe it tastes different. I believe they believe that, but it doesn't.
Yeah, but
okay, this is
but that's what I mean.
This is what ignoring reality does to you.
If you were to give them a taste test and ask them which one was which, like if it hadn't had the music and it had, right? And you had a selection of maybe, I don't know, 10 different pieces, not just one, no, so not 50-50, right? You're going to be looking at the chances are they would have no fucking idea. It's absolutely
well, they'll
nonsense.
be testing it on March 15th. March 15th, we get the answer.
And of course, they're going to say it's wonderful because it'll, because hey, music's nice and it's an interesting story, and they can make some, column inches out of it in the newspapers. It's bollocks.
It's all bollocks.
This is fucking hokum.
Who steals portable toilets?
These fucking loonies.
Oh, this one's from Germany.
They're taking us back to the medieval times. They really will if we give them the chance.
Well, moving on to Germany. Who steals toilets? German court renders verdicts. The portable toilets kept on disappearing, and now a German company knows why. 2 men in Germany have been convicted of stealing more than 100 portable toilets and selling them on the portable toilet black market in the Netherlands. Apparently, the Netherlands have a huge need for portable toilets.
No, there's something more nefarious to that. They're German, so what are they doing with the contents?
Oh, yeah, it's German portable toilets. God knows what the hell they're doing.
No, with the contents.
It'll be in Berlin somewhere being sprayed on some weird dude in a fucking leather outfit.
Ich bin ein Scheißer.
I mean, I can understand stealing some stuff from work, maybe some pens and pencils, maybe, I'm going to bring home some tape. You're gonna steal a couple of plastic bags, just so I don't have to go out and buy something.
Maybe some toilet paper. We got way too much.
Yeah, we got $22,000 of toilet paper. You could spare a couple of rolls. Stealing a tired portable toilet. I'm just. Why? And it's $80,000 of portable toilets. That's some expensive ass toilet.
Right? What kind of a network is there for this?
How do you move these black market toilets? What kind of infrastructure is out there for the stolen toilet market? Are there chop shops? I mean,
that's it.
For cars.
They're going to have to be like
toilets for parts.
There's a guy somewhere with a Dremel, taking off the serial numbers.
Stealing toilets. What a really shitty act.
Oh, God almighty. Oh, okay. One last crazy thing. One last crazy thing from Vice. Why straight men hate astrology so much. I'm not even going to read this because it's nothing but stupidity. But apparently, straight men hate astrology. I don't care. Do either of you care?
Nope.
Nope.
Not really.
See, we can't hate astrology if we don't care? Apparently, if you're gay or a lesbian or LGBT or some other minority, you love astrology, which I believe is just another way of saying I believe in magic.
Yeah,
But,
that's because
don't say that out loud.
Women and the LGBT whatever KFC group, they don't do STEM. Math is hard, you see, so they want to go into this instead of actually going into astronomy.
Well, because astrology involves making up shit and you don't have to work at it.
It's creative, and you get to do finger painting. Fucking retards.
I see. The thing is no, don't hate it, don't care. All right. I like this.
Well, it's
line.
like
It's like the lottery for lonely people. Yeah, I mean,
it's
just,
like,
who cares? There's no hatred. We just couldn't give a shit. Whatever. But
yeah,
that's.
I mean, who reads an astrological thing
hate.
in the newspaper, right? If there's a newspaper and it's got the astrology thing in it, Cancer and Sagittarius and stuff like that. I mean, who would you pass it by? So it's like looking at the funnies, the little cartoon or something.
Yeah, it's something neat. It's something interesting.
Anyway.
Whatever. I mean, if you want to get into it, go ahead. You want to throw your money away, go ahead. I mean, feel free to throw your money away going to some astrologist who's going to sit there with a little crystal ball and say, I see a tall, dark man in your future.
Yeah, it probably will be as well. He's probably raping you.
He will be. He's Muslim and will be raping the crap out of you.
He's called Mohammed, and he's got a vest on.
So hide your kids, hide your wife, and hide your husbands because they're raping everybody out here.
It's amazing all these astrologers manage to predict any of this stuff, isn't it? Odd.
It's confirmation bias. It's people like to see patterns, and so if you say something vague enough, oh my God, he was right.
Well, exactly. It's like cold reading.
He said I was going to meet another humanoid person who would say stuff at me, and it happened 2 days later.
It's like the cold readings, that they do when, these psychics, I'm feeling a letter J, J or Jack, and just looking for the audience to see if they're getting some kind of reaction.
I'm going to sum it up, though. I mean, this is what's going on here is why they claim that straight men hate this is because men find out that a woman is into astrology and that they don't want to date her. It isn't the astrology that's the problem. The astrology is a symptom. It's a symptom that you're dealing with an idiot who is into social justice, crystals, and other pseudoscience bullshit, and they're not good looking enough to bang. Okay? So if you're ugly and into astrology and you've got your hair a weird color, that is a sure sign. Don't date this person. It's kind of like how you see a porcupine. It's got quills. You don't lick it. You don't lick a porcupine. Because of the quills, it tells you I'm pretty bad to lick. Same thing here. You see a girl in astrology, probably not a good idea to lick her and just move on. I don't know why I'm talking about doing this with the tongue. It's my metaphor. It's what I'm running with.
It's funny because I can't remember whether it was Neil.
Go ahead.
Yeah, it's funny because I can't remember whether it was Neil deGrasse Tyson or Stephen Hawking's, but fucking. Yeah, apparently someone went, oh, yeah, what do you do? And they go, oh, I'm an astrophysicist. And they go, well, what's in my stars today?